Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 2 of my 1 versus 3 versus 3 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I'm playing against 2 separate teams of 3 Emperor AI per team, and I'm playing as the Halfling Dreadnought, Welby the Tinkerer. In our last episode, we got our throne city established, and you can see here, this is our throne city of Bittercress, and we've basically expanded outwards a little bit here. You can see our main stack composed of Welby, and we were able to recruit Leo Sunguard, who ended up being a Halfling Warlord hero. I was kind of hesitant to recruit Leo, but he ended up being very, very strong as he ended up spawning into the game here with Phoenix Warrior already at his disposal, and I used this to great effect in that first episode. So we did some clearing, we cleared out some structures. We've decided to kind of move this way with my main stack as we're rounding up towards Hard Thistle. We've actually got a quest from them that we're going to try to do for them and try and work on our relationship. And then we've also done a little bit more exploring out this way. Now, before we dive into this episode, though, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the last episode. The first of those comes from David Houston. David had a number of points regarding the Dreadnought in particular, as again I had mentioned that this is a class I have less experience with. So David pointed out that Engineers, which is one of the earliest class units that I'm able to gain, and I'm actually working on producing them right now, or I should say, working on the ability to produce Engineers right now. Engineers will gain the ability to repair machine units at gold medal rank, and that's a great way to then maintain my stacks later on in the game that I end up having more machine units, because they, similar to the undead units, they won't heal themselves. They need another unit that has repair to keep them functioning. So great suggestion from David to consider using Engineers for that purpose, provided of course I'm able to level them up a bit. David also suggested that I could build an item forge and create repair and reload items for my non-Dreadnought heroes, and this would then allow me to maintain my stacks of machines that are being led by heroes that aren't Dreadnoughts, because obviously the Dreadnought class is going to be able to actually maintain machines, as one of the upgrades is repair. He also suggested that I should really focus on trying to get cannons as soon as possible. So cannons are a tier 3 Dreadnought class unit. Very, very powerful. I've encountered them quite a bit in my other playthrough series. Anytime I'm fighting against Dreadnoughts, they are a very, very solid unit that can really dish out a lot of damage, in particular when they're up on the walls of a city and they're blasting down at the invading forces. So definitely something I'm going to try to prioritize. I had mentioned last episode that I did want to really try and kind of focus on the class unit production research path, so that's what I'm going to continue to do. David also pointed out that I should really try to focus on maximizing my happiness in my cities, eventually maybe getting Terraformer to do that. And that's going to then boost my production even further. And similar to my previous playthrough series as the Orc Warlord, where I ended up having a city that was able to produce Manticore Riders, my tier 4 unit, in one turn, if I'm able to augment my cities with max happiness and with the production spell upgrades that I have, I should be able to basically crank out really strong units in a single turn. So great suggestion there from David. That covers what David had to say. The next set of comments comes from Samuel Gomes. Samuel pointed out that I have Phoenix Warrior, as I mentioned, with Leo, my Warlord hero. And Samuel pointed out that I could actually use Phoenix Warrior on my heroes themselves, and that would allow my heroes to take more risks in battle and potentially gain more experience. So I could use them up front more as like melee fighters if necessary. You tend to get a little bit more experience when you start taking hits from the enemy as well. So Samuel's basically proposing as a way to kind of continue power leveling my heroes and mitigate the risk that would normally be involved with that process. So great suggestion there from Samuel. Kara Cox also pointed out that happiness increases will actually increase the chance of lucky to proc. And this is something that I hadn't even considered, but I think I was looking at this comment from Kara came in response to when I was leveling up Welby, I believe. And I had looked at, let's see if I can find it, Imperial Authority, and I went, oh, you know, all units in the Heroes Army gain 200 extra happiness. And I had said, well, they're already quite happy, so not necessarily that useful. But on further review, and thanks to Kara pointing this out, again, that increased happiness would further increase the odds of lucky happening. So here we can see the chance is greater when morale is high. Well, low morale units are never lucky. So again, if I can keep my happiness very high, that will actually increase the odds of lucky occurring. So great point there from Kara to just help kind of reinforce just how important happiness is for the halflings. Something I'm going to keep in mind as I move forward here. The next comments come from Gladden. Gladden pointed out that the Night Watch unit, which is my tier 1 kind of general infantry for the halflings, is actually a unit that I shouldn't overlook. They end up actually being fairly decent, and one of the reasons for that is that once we get able to better govern our halflings, when we get our racial governance bonus at the first level, that there's actually an upgrade that will improve the Night Watch unit. So kind of just a reminder not to ignore, even though it's just kind of a generic tier 1 infantry, there is still a lot of utility with them. And then Gladden also pointed out that thanks to my Fire Mastery, and I'm just going to take a quick peek here, thanks to my Fire Mastery and Adept and Master Specialization, I have access to Research Domain of the Sun here, which is a spell that means target-friendly city and unit stationed within that city's domain now like tropical and volcanic terrain. So the idea here that when I can augment that, what that actually does for my halflings, if we take a quick peek, let's see, halfling. So again, my halfling units do not like volcanic, and that basically means that I can mitigate one of the areas that my halflings really don't like, and it'll again stop the happiness loss that would normally occur from that. And also, liking tropical is great because anytime I end up in a tropical area, that's also going to further increase my happiness. So those terrain benefits that will make my units less upset in certain areas, those are even more important for halflings because they do depend on that happiness. So great point there from Gladden. The next points come from Ivan Engel. And Ivan pointed out that the spawning structure that's near my base here, I was planning to kind of assemble this little ragtag team. I had a spy drone, I have a night watch, and I also have a pony rider. I was going to send them in to take this structure on, along with bringing this other spy drone in to assist. And I had sort of forgot that in this series, I actually have the defender strength set to strong. And as a result, there's probably 4 scoundrels guarding this. Again, I'm not 100% sure, I'd have to go and see, but it's probably better defended than I kind of was sort of by default assuming. And as a result, I don't think, and Ivan doesn't think, that this army is actually going to be strong enough on their own to deal with this, in particular because we have the wall that's going to be present in this little bandit encampment here. So Ivan instead suggests that what I should do is keep my Night Watch and my Pony Rider here to guard my throne, because in the next turn here, we're going to start having units spawn out of this, and they'll most likely come and attack my throne. I could presumably then use my spy drone to maybe go do some more exploring, but keep my throne defended, and once I have my Builder's Hall finished, I could quickly produce a Halfling Adventurer just to have a range unit, because, again, these are not ranged units, both are just melee. The Adventurer has the Slingshot, so that would give me a little bit of ranged ability, and the combination of those 3 plus my wall should be sufficient for me to guard against the attack. And then in the meantime, I can move my main stack around, finish off the quest, gain some friendship with this city, start working towards having them as a vassal, and then I can loop all the way around, maybe, depending on how strong I am, go after this goblin city, try to invade it and take it over, and then loop back down and clear this out on my way if I kind of then want to maybe move over here to this side. I can kind of loop through this city, detour down, clear this out, maybe clear out this ancient ruin as well, and then move on and do some more exploring that direction. So I can kind of use my main army as a bit of a loop around there. So great point there from Ivan, and I totally agree. Now that I think about it, I just don't think I have the strength here, especially without a hero, to be able to go in and take this on. I was kind of forgetting that I had strong defenders set up. And then finally, the last set of comments comes from Casper Eklund. And Casper pointed out the benefit of obtaining other races as part of my empire here, because, again, halflings can be kind of problematic, especially in the early game, as I very clearly struggled with last episode. I don't have a source of elemental damage, and I also had the problem of physical weakness. So if I can get some other units that are capable of sort of both doing some elemental damage and also not having physical weakness, while keeping in mind that I'm also a Dreadnought, Casper actually had some great suggestions there. So some of the races that would probably benefit me the most would be goblins, humans, orcs, and dwarves. Although, quite frankly, and Casper pointed this out as well, almost any other race is going to be beneficial to a Dreadnought and will kind of benefit from some of the upgrades and not really be detrimental necessarily. So in the case of goblins here, we have this goblin city, again, quite well defended and might be a bit of a challenge for me. But if I'm able to get these goblins in my empire, that would be super beneficial for me. So again, lots of things for me to think about going forward here. And again, a big thank you to everybody who left all of those excellent comments. You guys really came out and left me with a ton of useful information. Again, really, really appreciate it. Because especially, you know, I am a little bit going into the unknown here with a race-class combination that I'm less experienced with. So, again, big thank you to everybody for the excellent advice and lots of things to think about going forward. So, apologies for the slightly longer than normal kind of summary intro, but I did want to give everybody a shout-out and really kind of go over this as a way to sort of even help remind myself, and also a good learning opportunity for anyone who's maybe a little less experienced with the Dreadnought class or with Halflings. So, with that out of the way, let's kind of decide what we're going to do. So we are going to group our units up here and just guard our throne for now. And we had basically left it at the end of our turn. So we're going to do that, let the turn flip over here. We're about to summon another spy drone, which we might even want to leave one in the throne city just to further defend. Although I suppose we could also spawn one over here and do a bit of scouting ahead of our main party. That might actually be kind of the wise move, as that would save us some movement. Potentially, if we end up finding kind of the better path through this area. And then, in terms of our other spy drone up here, I think we're just going to keep this one exploring rather than bringing it back. I think that would probably actually be more beneficial for me. So, we're going to head over there. Let's take care of that first. And you know what? We'll even head down this way. So, okay, so it looks like, is that another goblin? It is another goblin city. Okay, so we've got 2 goblin cities here. This one isn't hostile, so maybe we can start doing some quests for them. When we loop around, we'll have lots of opportunities there to gain some additional cities, which is excellent for me. We also have a tomb, which is maybe once we're a bit stronger, we can think about clearing out. So we've now finished our Builder's Hall. You know, I'm tempted to just... Oh, I'm tempted not to produce the Adventurer. Again, it would be nice to have a ranged unit, but I do kind of want to start focusing on producing some of these other structures here. Like, let's see. So we're going to have this mana node in our domain in 1 turn when the city grows. And that's going to be useful as we are running a bit of a mana deficit currently. So I think maybe what I'll do... Oh. Again, you know, doing this would be the safe bet. Definitely the safe play. You know what? I'm going to procrastinate that decision a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Instead, I think I'm going to do what I kind of suggested here. Summon... Oh, you know what? There's actually some resources there. So, you know what? I'll summon the spy drone. Grab those resources. Some nice gold income there. Okay, so we've basically got kind of a straight shot in. We just have to get through this forest a little bit. So that's actually good. I'm glad we checked that out. Looks like we've got an undead spawning necromantic circle. That was the word was escaping me. We've got a necromantic circle there that's going to need to be cleared out. So let's send our main army up. Just take a quick peek. Okay, so we're going to just head on over. Meanwhile, our spy drone, we can just keep on maybe moving up the road. Might kind of back off just a touch in case some units spawn there. I don't want them attacking my spy drone. So, yeah, we can actually clear this out on our way into the city here, and then we can take on the quest for them, which was to clear out the mine. And we've already used this guy, so okay, I can only procrastinate the decision for so long. You know what? 1 turn's not going to kill me. I'll make the adventurer just to have a ranged unit to help guard my throne. And in the meantime, I'm going to send my spy drone back over this way to go and do a little bit more exploring. Alright, so that's going to take care of that turn. Alright, so now we have to decide what do we want to do next. I'm thinking mana fuel cells would probably be the wise choice, as that's going to increase the production of our city by 20. We could also do transform to fire node, as we're going to need that coming up. But I think the production increase would be more beneficial initially, as we're trying to really get a lot of our structures built in our throne. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'll do the turn this into a fire node to get some extra mana income and also to get that knowledge. Okay, so let's end our turn. You know, actually, now that I look at it, maybe it would have been wise to do the other one, but I think we'll be okay. We're going to end the turn there. So, because the reason I say that, our mana drain has gone up a little bit. Okay. So now let's see. Hopefully we don't get attacked just yet. I'd like to have that adventurer in the throne there before we potentially get attacked. We'll see here. There might be some lost souls or something that are summoned come out to attack us. We'll have to see. I must say, so far, I'm really, really enjoying the Dreadnought. Again, like I said, not a ton of experience with it, but so far, I'm really, really enjoying this playthrough so far. We'll have to see how it goes. I don't want to speak too soon here. Okay, so mana fuel cells. We're going to throw that on our throne city. There's a nice boost to our production. You can see there we're now at 81, which is fantastic. And we now have that adventurer, so the throne should be relatively secure now. Again, assuming we're going to have some units coming in to cause us some problems. So we're actually now running pretty low on mana. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just throw up a shrine real quick, just to kind of offset some of that. We can do that in a single turn, which I think is going to be useful to offset the mana loss that we're currently experiencing. Okay, so we've got a lost library here. That would be great to go and clear out eventually. Keep on moving. Well, it looks like we've got a Wicked Flames of Garuth. So that's going to be one of those shrine-type things that will buff you if you visit it, it looks like. Some nasty fire units, but of course, as Dreadnought and with Fire Adept and Mastery, we're going to be able to resist some of that fire going forward, which will be good once we have some more upgrades. Alright, so now let's take on these undead. Again, we're a little rough, kind of still in some rough shape there, so we do have to be careful. Can't go too nuts with this battle. But I think if we deal with the Lost Souls coming at us, and then just those Reanimators are going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, this one's actually going to be a little challenging, this battle. So, let's move our Farmer over and blast these Lost Souls with that chicken throw. Maybe we'll do the same over here, just to kind of wither them down a little bit. We can step Leo up. Get the kill there on those Lost Souls. And then I think maybe what we'll do... Bring the Brew Brother over. And what we can actually... Might even be nice to... We can buff the... Or, excuse me, heal the Pony Rider. There we go. So now the Pony Rider's in good shape. And I think Welby will just kind of throw right here. We're going to end the turn there. Let them come to us. We're going to take some magic damage for sure. There it is. Or excuse me, elemental damage, I should say. Okay, so now our cavalry should be able to move in and make fairly quick work of a lot of these units once we get in there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll step... I do have to be careful with Leo. I don't want to get him too involved. We'll do a little bit of range damage there. You know what, we could even... Trying to decide what would be the best course of action. I think we'll kill off the Reanimator here, and we'll use our cavalry just to get the finish. There we go. Our farmer... We really don't want our farmers getting too involved, as they are in kind of rough shape. Welby, on the other hand, I think maybe we'll leave back. We'll let the Lost Soul come in and attack one of us here for some... What will be some fairly reasonable damage, but... That was what I was the most afraid of. Okay, so yeah, Leo's okay. It's alright if Leo takes some damage, because, again, he is a hero who can heal a little bit more quickly than the standard unit. Ooh, and unfortunately, that's not going to be enough to get the kill. So now can we move in, maybe, and... Oh, yeah, this'll get the kill. Fantastic. And now it's just the Lost Souls that are in need of death, although they are undead, I suppose, but... Alright, we can get the charge. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, so relatively minor damage there. Again, Leo took a bit of punishment, but our Pony Rider is now in great shape. Jewel of Forgotten Revival, just some extra regeneration. You know what? I will take that, and I will actually, yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to give that to Leo. Help him regenerate health a little bit more. Okay, so now let's kind of move on in here. Now, can we take the Watchtower? I think we can take the Watchtower without angering the city. Yeah, there we go. Okay, no problem. So, okay, now this battle is actually going to be a little bit more challenging than it might appear. We do have this Dread Spider Queen. That's a tier 3 unit. Pretty nasty. Again, can inflict severely poisoned. Has the ability to use Greater Webbing Touch, which could basically incapacitate one of our units. So we do have to be kind of careful. I may end up using my Phoenix Warrior in this battle on, like, maybe my Pony Rider or something. Sending it in. I'll just have to be very, very cognizant of the Webbing Touch. Because, again, that could be actually quite devastating if it were to web one of my main kind of fighting units, and then I have to make do with whatever I've got left. Okay. So the spider's going to just come at me right kind of down the pipe here. So, let's think about how we want to maybe approach this battle. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw our cavalry right up front here, like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take Leo. We're going to retreat back because Leo's in rough shape. Maybe right here. We're going to then throw our Phoenix Warrior spell on our Pony Rider. They should be fine now. We're going to be able to actually use our Brew Brother here to get a nice heal on our Farmer. So now our Farmer's in really good shape, which is great. You know what? Let's actually try and really hurt this Spider Baby. So we can actually do a lot of damage there. Okay, so now we can still step up and not be... Yeah, we're not in range. That's good. Do some additional damage there. So now that unit's basically one-shottable, which is fantastic for us. It's going to make things a touch easier. We'll leave Welby kind of where he is. So I'm expecting the Pony Rider may get webbed. Oh, that sucks. I was kind of hoping that the webbing would get resisted. I knew it was going to try. I was just really hoping it would get resisted. That's actually not so bad, as now I'm imagining the Dread Spider Queen is just going to kind of beat the crap out of them. Thankfully, I'm very glad that I threw Resurgence on there, as that's going to limit some of the damage there that can be done. Because obviously, otherwise, that unit would be in... There'd be a very strong chance that that unit would be toast, and I wouldn't be able to get it back. So now let's bring Welby over. We'll go after these kobolds here. And let's just get the finish. Fantastic. Now, our farmers are going to probably have to get involved here and do some work. So why don't we step up... Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That was a misclick there. Now, unfortunately, I was going to have them move in and kill off this spider baby, but I misclicked, so that's not going to be possible now. I would have to use this one, put them in quite a bit of danger, which I don't necessarily want to do. Let's move up like that. Now, what kind of damage can we do with our Brew Brother here? Go like this. Oh, fantastic. Okay, now I don't feel quite so bad. Oh, it's still... It's risky sending this unit in, but I'm going to do it. So what I'm concerned about is that this Dread Spider is going to just jump around and actually kill off the farmer right there. And that's entirely possible. Again, that was set up kind of by a misclick on my part, so... Yeah, there it is. And that's kind of what I was expecting. So unfortunate there, we did lose a farmer. Again, that was kind of partially just due to a misclick on my part. Also, maybe not the greatest tactical decision. That's okay. We'll just have to make do. So, let's step up with the Brew Brother and just do some work here. Okay, that's fantastic. That really puts the hurt on that Spider Queen. And then, you know what? We can even move up here with Welby. And get the kill outright. Fantastic. And then we can move our farmer in here and do some work and get the kill. Excellent. So, very unfortunate that we lost that one farmer, especially as he was about to hit gold medal. But we do still have the other farmer now at gold medal. We'll just take a quick peek. So, now has armor piercing, which is great. And you know what? We are going to get a Brew Brother, so we will still be able to have 6 units in the stack. We will accept the reward. So we now have a peace treaty. We now have... And, of course, the Watchtower goes back into their control because it's within their domain. So now we can throw the Brew Brother into this stack. And then we're going to probably just head on through this way kind of thing. Yes, let me know when you're ready to talk. I suspect they'll have maybe another quest for me going forward here. Let's just do a little more exploring while we're at it. Okay, it looks like we've got ourselves a Tigran outpost over here. Kind of neat. So we do have a lot of cities around us, which is excellent for us. Okay, fantastic. We have a level up with Welby, so we can now grab Guardian Flame, which is going to give us the ability to heal our units. So I'm going to do that just because, again, I really want a healing option for Welby. I suppose maybe I didn't need to do that, as now I've got 2 Brew Brothers, now that I think about it. But in any case, now we've really got the ability to maintain the stack with some good healing. And from there, I'm going to continue then to work on other upgrades. I'll probably grab that Imperial Authority and the Forge Aprons, I think, next. Okay. So there's that Goblin City. Maybe we'll go kind of around this way. Ooh, and some mana crystals. That will actually be helpful for us, as we are kind of running low on mana. Although I think once we have the shrine built, we'll offset most of the loss, or at least some of it, and we'll be okay. You can tell those units to chill out. In terms of what to cast next, we're going to do Transform to Fire Node. That's going to be what we're working on now. So we're going to end our turn there. Yeah, it's kind of a shame I lost that farmer, but again, that was just the product of a misclick. And again, maybe not the greatest tactical decision-making. So now, I think what we'll do is we'll try and find maybe a path kind of around the mountain here. We're going to send our main stack, continue to have them move this way. We want to get over to this goblin area. We can also maybe, you know, fight our way through, take a detour down here, across this bridge, and go and clear out this spawning structure so that our throne city is safer. Okay, and we've had shooting stars show up. This is actually really good for us because all units gain lucky, and all units that were already lucky gain very lucky. So this actually benefits us tremendously, as now all of our halfling units are very lucky. We did have a level up with Leo as well, which is good. So, again, my initial plan with him, you know, it's very nice to have a warlord leading a stack and having all these upgrades like range command, melee command, defense command. But as he is currently a support hero in this stack, and I don't have enough units for him to be leading his own group, I think I would rather continue developing him more as a casting hero. And I think what I'm going to actually do here is just give him additional casting points. There we go. So now he can throw Phoenix Warrior on 3 units in a battle, if necessary, which is very, very good for me. Now, there is a question here. I wonder if I should consider clearing out this quarry, as, you know, presumably I'm eventually going to have this city in my domain as a vassal and eventually maybe as a full-fledged city. So it might be worth clearing that out. However, I think I'm going to ignore it for now. I'll be able to build up units that can hopefully clear it out going forward. Okay, and we found a path to the underground, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this, as units could be popping up through it. In particular, there might be a spawning structure down there that's going to allow units to come up and harass us, so I will have to be careful. All right, now in terms of what to research next, I will kind of take a look here. Units and cities don't suffer from terrain penalties. That would actually be kind of nice for us as halflings. We wouldn't get those negatives. Fertility Rights would be great, as it would basically just help us grow faster. And the earlier you get this in the game, obviously, the more benefit there's going to be from it. Because you have more time to enjoy the faster growth. I am kind of tempted to do this one just because, again, it's going to benefit me right now. So I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to finish moving everybody first, and then I'll probably go with that. Okay, so we got some mana over here, which is great because we are super low. There's some mana. So this is really nice. I'm glad I'm getting some good exploration in here. Okay, we can grab this mana. Here's our first Shadow Gate. Let's take a peek. There's another spawning structure. A brigand hideout, similar to the one near my throne city. Alright, so into the Shadow Realm we go. Looks like we've got ourselves a city here. Let's just go and kind of make contact. Okay, so it's hostile. Shadow Elf City. Shadow Elves would be great for me to get my hands on, actually, as another race for my empire. So we might have to actually head through here once we get the chance. And it looks like we have a quest available. Let's see. Tell me more about this quest. Another End the Terror at the Mine. Sure, why not? I will accept that quest. I should be able to get over there relatively quickly, I think. 10 turns to do that. That should be sufficient. Okay, so let's do our research now. I think, yeah, as I said, I do really like the idea of getting Fertility Rights at this point. It's going to help my cities grow. So I'll grab that now. And then I can start working on some of the other options as well. All right, so now production for Bittercress. So, again, our production is pretty decent. We're at 81. If we were to get this Siege Workshop going, I think that would be the next kind of logical step for me here. Just to continue working on that production. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to tell those units to just continue to chill out. We haven't been attacked yet, but I don't want to get complacent and think, oh, they're not going to come for my throne. The bandits, I should say. Or scoundrels. Okay, so we'll maybe kind of loop this unit up and around once we've kind of finished a little bit more over in this area. Some really good scouting that we're able to do. I think that's, again, self-diagnosed, but one of my weaknesses for sure is scouting. Especially in the early game, I find I just don't really do a great job of it. So I'm trying in this playthrough to kind of do a better job of scouting. And I mean, again, I was very fortunate to start off with spy drones already available to me, as that's, again, what I'm using primarily, as you can see, as my scouting unit. Okay. So I'm hoping that I'm able to get maybe another quest here or a vassal offer at some point from this particular city. Yeah, so 2 more turns and then we can have them become our vassal. So we'll, you know what, we'll just pop our heads down. Ooh, and look at this. We've got ourselves some scoundrels. Obviously, there must be a spawning structure down here. I think, and again, I have to be very careful here because my halflings don't like being underground. They don't like subterranean. But I'm going to at least kill these off. I could, I suppose, go and try to find the spawning structure for these, but I don't want to waste a ton of my turns doing that. I'd rather, again, kind of keep looping around and focus on the one that I know is outside my throne city. So I think what we'll do here is... This is actually going to be a bit of a challenging battle for me. Just because we have that physical weakness. I have to be kind of careful with my Brew Brothers here. Okay, we should be able to get the kill, no problem. There we go. Have to remember that all the units have lucky now, so... You know what, I was going to move these guys in to do some attacking, but I'd actually rather keep them back. Welby, I suppose we could send our heroes both in to do some work. Maybe not the worst idea in the world. You know what, we can jump our farmer up, put some work in there. Fantastic. Welby can move up and do a nice big blast here with his rifle. Excellent. There's another kill. That's really good for us. Now, we have to also remember that these scoundrels have sprint. So if we go in to try to lock them down, they're still going to be able to... You know, let's charge. Let's go in there and charge with Leo, though. Nice, we got lucky. So they're going to be able to break off, not take an attack of opportunity, and then, yeah, hit us a little bit. So now let's do some healing. So I think we'll just heal ourselves. And we'll heal Leo a bit. Fantastic. You know what? We can even throw this on a unit that doesn't really need it. Just get some extra experience from that. There we go, a little bit. You saw 4 out of 20. And then we can just get the finish here with Leo, hopefully. Excellent. All right. Looks like we do have ourselves a city or a dwelling here. Ugh, I am kind of tempted to find out what it is. On the other hand, though, I really don't want to. I don't want to dawdle underground if we pop back up. Oh, and do I have a unit in the Shadow Realm? Right. Okay, that's right. From last turn there. Oh, and look at this. There's a spawning structure right there, so that's something we have to consider. So maybe we'll bring him back to the surface, though, as I think there's more we got to do. Surface. But let's go back to the underground and kind of finish my thought there. I don't want to dawdle underground for too long because I want to continue moving around this way, deal with this goblin city, deal with this spawning structure. I don't want to get hung up underground for too long, especially since my halflings are at a bit of a disadvantage underground due to their innate dislike of it. So I think we will, again, we'll make a mental note. Remember that there's some kind of city or dwelling there. We're going to come back up and keep on moving this way. All right, there we go. So now we can... Ooh, and unfortunately, look at this. We've got mountains, volcanic terrain. Boy, they're not making it easy for us to get over here. So, yeah, we're going to have to spend a turn going across the mountains, I think. Looks like we've got ourselves another city. This might be Draconian, perhaps. So, doing some good. We found a lot of different cities, which is kind of nice. This little guy, I think we will just keep on exploring over here. This is kind of cool, a Heart of the Blight. Eventually we could try and take that over and get it into our domain such that we could have no issues with blighted terrain. That would be nice. Now, let's kind of maybe start looping up and around here a little bit. You know what? We'll even grab this. That'll just give us a little bit more movement opportunity here. Oh, and there we go. Some gold. We can go grab that. Again, I should have probably scouted a little more ahead, as I guess it wouldn't really have mattered. I'm going to have to go across the mountains kind of no matter what I do. So we'll spend a turn going across the mountains here, and then we can clear out this mana node and kind of keep on trucking this direction. I thought maybe that was a hasteberry bush there, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just some vegetation. Very nice. We're going to have this fire node ready to go. Turn flips over here. At a certain point, I don't want units just sitting here because it's kind of wasting gold for their upkeep. But again, I'm not strong enough to take this on with what I have, so unless I want to build some more units. Okay, so here's our first racial governance upgrade. We can either do Halfling Nightwatch, get +2 melee strength, +1 defense, or storehouses are 35 gold cheaper to build in Halfling cities. I think primarily because we're going to have such good production capability, I'm not as excited about the storehouse upgrade. And I really think that the Nightwatch upgrade's probably going to benefit me more. I mean, again, neither of them is particularly that powerful, but I think maybe we will go with the Nightwatch upgrade, as we do currently have a Nightwatch. He's now going to be that much more powerful. A little bit more melee damage, a little bit more defense, so that's what we'll choose. We're going to use our Transform to Fire node. There it is. So now we have better research income, knowledge income, I should say, and slightly less mana loss from our endeavors here. Of course, we're still going to need to fix our dwindling mana situation, but... Alright, so let's go across the mountains there. We can go and clear out these pesky Phantasm Warriors next. And thankfully we have full health now, thanks to our healing abilities from the Brew Brothers and also from Welby. Okay, so back to Bittercress now. I mean, again, we could just go straight to a temple to try to, again, mitigate the mana loss, which we may almost have to at this point, just because I don't want to continue to lose mana. Now, we do have another mana node that's going to come into our domain, but that's 8 turns away. I mean, we could build the storehouse and kind of speed that process up a little bit. You know, that's not a terrible idea. And again, you know, had I chosen the economic upgrade, I could have built this in a single turn because the production cost would have gone down. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do that. Oh, you know what? Now that again, I'm kind of hemming and hawing on this one. Not the most efficient use of my production, though, because again, we got 92, meaning that we're, you know, 8 shy. So it would almost be better to do the Masters Guild in 3 turns, then come back and do the storehouse or the temple. Probably the storehouse, as that would then be a single turn endeavor. So we'll do the Masters Guild. I think that's a more efficient use of my 92. Otherwise, we're wasting most of it on that second turn where we're producing the storehouse. And I'll just keep exploring, and maybe I can kind of get lucky and find some more mana crystals or something like that. Okay, so it looks like we found some Arctic. Down here, we'll kind of just keep following the river. That's maybe not a bad plan. Some gold down there. Ooh, and look, another spawning structure for some more brigands. This is great. We're getting an idea of kind of where a lot of these spawning structures are, where some of our roaming unit threats are going to be coming from. Got ourselves another fairly large city here, it would appear. Not sure what that is, but we'll have to find out. Again, we're going to have to do something with this army fairly soon here. But for now, I guess we'll just continue to chill out. Nothing... I don't think we want to maybe cast any spells just yet because we're still kind of at a deficit, so perhaps we'll wait and not cast anything. I mean, we probably could. It's not too drastic, but I don't want to push my luck because we may need to use Phoenix Warrior in battle, and of course that does cost mana to use as well, so I want to keep that door open and not run myself dry. I also don't want my active spell here to run out and not have enough to keep it going. Not enough upkeep. Also, when we clear out this mana node, hopefully we'll get a little bit of mana out of it. Just kind of peeking around here. I suppose we could take advantage of the haste berries with our little scout here. Very nice. An alliance proposal. Okay, we need just a touch more gold, so we're going to have to... I think we had gold, if I remember right, one of the scouts. Yeah, there we go. So we can grab this. Very, very nice. That's awesome. Looks like we got ourselves an underground passage as well over here. So this one's kind of a bit of a dead end. Let's just take a quick peek. Alright, so not much we can tell there, but we know that there's another underground entrance there. Let's jump back over to our new vassal here. Yes, I will happily take them as a new vassal. And that's actually going to fix our mana problem and continue to give us a little bit more gold income, which is great. So yeah, maybe now I should have cleared out the Florok Quarry, but that's okay. Oh, and there's some undead that have come up from the underground, it would appear. So we're going to ignore them for now. We just want to go in and clear out this mana node. Again, we want to keep leveling up our heroes, making our units stronger. This one's going to be a little bit tricky as we've got recharging mana currents, which is going to be in effect. And in addition, these units are resistant to physical damage. Now, thankfully, we do have some capacity to do a little bit of elemental damage here. So, I'm going to throw Guardian Flame on, Guarded by Flame on the Pony Rider, who's going to be sort of our tank, I guess, in this battle. And then everybody else will just kind of group them up, try and get them ready. Again, remember, we don't want to do a ton of damage just yet, because the recharging mana currents might just heal it, so... Okay, so now we can maybe start trying to drop the hurt here a little bit. So we'll do a bit there. Step up just to... Actually, I don't want these Brood Brothers getting in. They're a little bit weaker. We'll keep them in reserve. A Pony Rider, I suppose we could send in. Again, we could throw on a Phoenix Warrior just as an insurance policy if we were so inclined. Welby can move on over like this. Try for a blast here. Do some damage. Yeah, that's quite annoying, just how resistant they are to physical damage. Okay. We also have to keep in mind that if we move units up, they're going to get attacked from the other two. You know what? I'd like to play this one a little bit safe, so let's use Leo. We'll do Phoenix Warrior. Again, I just want to cover my bases here. And we'll charge in. Again, this is probably going to be healed by the recharging mana currents, which will restore 15 health. Quite annoying. We're going to actually keep that Brood Brother where he is. Yeah, there it is. So, yeah, maybe not the wisest, but now we've at least got them out of defense mode. They've moved in, kind of enticed them to attack, so... Let's step up here. Do actually some fairly reasonable damage. Now what we'll do is we'll bring Leo around like this. He can do a flank shot, turn them. And then we can actually step up with our Brood Brother potentially here. Put some more work in. Very nice. And then we could build ourselves up a charge here, I think. Yes. Oh, and not quite the kill, eh? Okay, well, there we go. We at least got that one. We'll turn the Pony Rider to face what he's dealing with. Throw him in defense mode. My only worry now is I hope they don't come down and try to attack Welby. That would be disastrous for me. Yep, and that's... Oh, thankfully, Lucky kind of saved me a little bit there. Oh my gosh, that was a little too close for comfort. So, big mistake on my part. Thankfully, Lucky just saved my butt. So, again, very, very dangerous. And again, big mistake there. I got overconfident. Got to be really careful. You always got to be thinking about, especially with your heroes, because you can't afford to lose them. Yeah, let's do this. And that Lucky coming into play a little bit. You know, I suppose if we were really worried, we could throw Phoenix Warrior onto Welby. Let's see. If we step up like this, get a flank hit. Fantastic. And then can we get the kill? Probably. Okay, very nice. Now it's just the one Phantasm Warrior left. And you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw this on Welby, just in case he gets killed, because really it looks like that's a potential possibility at this point. So, yeah, now Welby has Resurgence, thank goodness. Okay, so we lost him, but thankfully we're going to get him back. Throw a Nourishing Meal on there. Could throw another Nourishing Meal on, actually. Might not be the worst idea. However, I think I'd rather just do some damage. Let's turn him. Actually, I lied. Let's throw the Nourishing Meal on and put the work in there. Fantastic. Now, we should get our hero back, no problem. There he is. Okay. Whew. Close call there for Welby. Thank goodness we got lucky. So, again, that was not skill. That was, as the word implies, that was pure luck. So I'm going to try not to make that mistake again. Leave Welby kind of hanging out to dry like that. I suppose we can, as we're making our way over, we can start clearing these structures just to gain a little bit more experience on our way over. So we'll initiate this battle. Are up against some dangerous units here, kind of, as we do have this lesser fire elemental. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to bring the Pony Rider. Actually, I'm going to step over like this, put the Nourishing Meal on the Pony Rider, and then I'm also going to throw Guarded by Flames on my Pony Rider. He's going to be sort of the tank for this battle once again. Do a little bit of damage to that fire elemental. And I'm actually going to circle this Brew Brother around as I want to heal up Welby a little bit more. And then with Leo, we're going to keep him sort of over here. We can use our spell if we need to, Phoenix Warrior, but and he should have enough casting points to do it one more time, I think. Ouch, that range damage kind of messing me up a little bit. Alright, first of all, let's get our... Boy, this is actually going to be quite the challenging ordeal for me here. Ay. Let's think about this. So I suppose we could heal our farmer and then try and send him in to kind of draw some attention. So maybe let's do that. Send him over there, throw him in defense mode. We can back Leo up and perhaps use our Phoenix Warrior. Let's go in for the Engineer here. Nice, we got lucky. That's going to help a little bit. You know what? I'd rather use it, rather be safe than sorry. Question is, who do I throw it on? We've got the Pony Rider there. What kind of damage would we take if we get attacked? It'd be unfortunate, but we'd survive it. I don't know if I want to tempt fate here and not cast it. I think I'd rather throw it on somebody. I suspect we're going to have some damage done to our Pony Rider because he's flankable. Oh, and you know what I did again? Look at this. Welby is in a really dangerous spot, so I got to back him up because he could have got blasted with Firebolt. So let's get Welby out of there before I almost lose him again. Oops. We don't want Lion's Courage. We want Phoenix Warrior. Do I want this on the... I think I'm going to throw it on the farmer. Yeah. Okay. That should be good. Okay, so yeah, he is going after the... He is going after the farmer. You can see there, my farmer took quite a bit of damage, so I'm actually glad that I used that on him. Even if it doesn't end up being fully necessary. Get the kill up there. Now, what do I do? Farmer can move in. Armor piercing might come in handy, actually, here, which is really good. So let's get Leo kind of around the back here. Do a nice flank hit. Open up the opportunity here for my farmer to put some work. There we go. Very, very nice. Again, we don't want Welby really getting in any real danger because his health is so low. However, this Brew Brother can perhaps move up. Meanwhile, this one, maybe we hang back. But Lucky just kind of came into play yet again, which is great for us. We can turn the Fire Elemental around. We have to remember that it's going to explode when it dies, which is not going to be pleasant for me. Take quite a bit of damage from that. But we should be okay with our Pony Rider. Quite a lot of health, plus the Guarded by Flames there in effect. So, let's see. Can we get in there? Yeah, we can. Let's do this. Oh, and they got lucky. Jeez, that's really unfortunate. All right, let's move in with our farmer. Again, our farmer's probably going to be getting attacked next, I would assume. Step up with Leo and do a little bit more damage. Don't think our Brew Brother's going to be in range, yeah, so we'll just keep moving him over that way. Welby, we're just going to keep right out of the fight as he's in, again, not the greatest shape. Yeah, there, that's kind of what I was expecting. And then, you know what, we can actually run away with our Pony Rider because we don't want to take that extra damage from the explosion if we can avoid it. Let's do a nice hit there, and then we can get the finish with our Brew Brother. Excellent. And thankfully that Phoenix Warrior is going to bring back my farmer. Boy, that is really paying dividends, though, having that Phoenix Warrior spell. I've been using that quite a lot so far, as you've been able to see. Ooh. 2 Tigran Sphinx. That's pretty strong. We might have to avoid that battle for now. Okay, so now here's the big question. Do I want to move down here and try and get rid of the spawning structure? And I think the answer to that is going to be yes, because if I do that, I'm then able to not keep my units here as locked in on my throne. So I think we'll make a beeline for this, and then we can come out this way, head over and do this quest for this city. We'll kind of just ignore this goblin city for now, as it's probably a little bit too strong for us to really conceivably try to invade at this point. Meanwhile, with this guy, let's grab the haste berries up here and some extra gold. Sure, why not? And we'll just kind of keep on moving. There we go. Now this stack, I think we'll just keep them there until we've really dealt with that issue, and then we can... Ooh, a dragon dwelling. Interesting. Alright, let me know when you want to talk, I guess. Maybe we can eventually get them on our side. Even just as a vassal, that would be pretty cool. Just keep on following the road here. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of mana income, I think I'm a little more comfortable throwing up maybe another spy drone. Yeah, and I was going to say, I can't throw mana fuel cells on a vassal city, so we'll just do, because otherwise I could throw it on Hard Thistle, but not the case. So we're just going to work on a spy drone to have another unit, or either some scouting or for some battling, I suppose. We'll end our turn right there. So yeah, just looking at this battle, I just really don't feel comfortable fighting these 2 Sphinx. They have high mobility. That Sun Disc attack, although fire damage, can really put the hurt on me. So I think I'm going to avoid that battle for now. I suppose I could check out this ancient ruin as I go by, but again, that's not going to be in my domain anytime soon, so not a critical priority for me. I think I'd rather just focus on the mission at hand, which is going to be clearing out this spawning structure, and then diverting over to go and deal with this quest and make better relations with this goblin city. And again, it would be nice to gain a few more units and maybe have a second army. So what I might do is actually take the Pony Rider and maybe the Night Watch, and if I can maybe get another unit or 2 to join me, or produce, I suppose, out of my city, now that I'm able to make engineers, for example, I could actually break Leo off and have him lead his own stack. Of course, that means we're going to lose the ability to use Phoenix Warrior if we do that in the main stack, so it's a decision we aren't going to take lightly. Alright, let's move on down. So yeah, next turn we can move in there and clear that out. Alright, Spy Drone. So we can summon another Spy Drone if we are so inclined, and I think we will. Big question is, where do we want it? Now, we could actually spawn it here and then go up and explore more around in this city to see just how strong are the forces that we'd be dealing with if we tried to gain control of that goblin city. again, it's at war with us by default, so... Okay, nice. Mana crystals, sure, why not? Another... Is this a dwelling or a city? Let's find out. Naga dwelling, okay. Wait to see if we hear from them at all. And then, you know what, we'll head up the water there, I think, is where we'll go. Now, this little guy underground, let's see, if we pop back up to the surface, we could continue exploring this way, or we could check out kind of what's underground. I kind of want to see what's underground since I'm already down here. Again, there's going to be roaming units, that's almost a guarantee, so... Oh, look at this. Looks like we've got ourselves a city. And that, I think that's a dwarven city. That looks like dwarven to me. Dwarves would be great to get our hands on, as they have so many... most of their units, I think almost all of them, are armored. And as Dreadnoughts, we have a lot of upgrades that benefit armored units. So that would be really, really good for us if we can get our hands on some dwarves. Right, so now, like I said, let's go check out what we're dealing with here. Okay, so yeah, quite well defended. That would be beyond our reach at our current strength. So we've got some big beetles there, and they've got a wall in the city, so I'm glad I kind of ignored it. I think that ended up being the right choice. Meanwhile, with this unit... Oh, you know what? We can grab some more haste berries. Sure, why not? Ah, there's some more gold. Little Draconian city here, it would appear. Okay. Now let's do our research choice here. So we finished... previous endeavor, which was Fertility Rights. Steam-powered. Automates the mining in gold mines and the production of dough in great farms. Gold mine and great farm structures generate an additional +5 gold income. It's pretty good. That's a decent little upgrade, and of course, gold mines are so plentiful. Great blacksmith. Armored units cost less to produce. That'd be great if we can get some dwarves on our side. We've talked about Domain of the Sun and the benefits there. Produce Musketeer. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards at the moment. Just to continue on. You know, maybe we can get that Golem going eventually. That would be great. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll do the Musketeer. We might also grab Great Seafaring fairly soon as well. And you know what? We might as well just keep summoning Spy Drones, because why not? Again, mana is going to become an issue yet again, but we'll have the mana node very soon, 5 turns. Not to mention we can make a temple as well to offset that, so I'm not too concerned. Plus, I have this sneaking suspicion that at least some of our spy drones are going to be attacked fairly soon. Okay, so yeah, that brings us to the end of that turn. So it looks like Shooting Stars is going to run out right away. So yeah, I think it's going to be important for us to really get our production capabilities up and running so that we can add some extra kind of oomph to our stacks. Really have some decent units being able to be produced. Especially some units that don't have the physical weakness that these halflings do. If I can get that golem going, that would be incredible. Okay, it looks like we have a quest available here from this Tigran outpost. Tigran Bard. We have to go, or excuse me, we have to go fight these units here and we get a Sun Guard. I mean, I'm tempted, but it's kind of off the beaten path here. We'd have to circle our units back around, so let's close this. And we've had a hero join. Ooh, a Theocrat. Holly the Chosen, a level 2 Theocrat. I would very much like to have a Theocrat with me. Let me see her talents. Spirit Protection, of course. Fairly standard Theocrat. I think I will take Holly the Chosen. I like her look, too. I like the glowing eyes with the halo. That looks pretty cool. So we will take Holly the Chosen. And that's actually fantastic, as now we have a unit to start maybe forming another squad with. And we can actually upgrade our hero a little bit. Chaplain is also going to be nice for us here. But I think we'll start with Bestow Iron Heart just so that we have healing in the stack. There we go. All right, so now, you know what? Let's add some units to her group here and think about maybe forming a little army. Meanwhile, with our main army, we can move in and let's actually get rid of this spawning structure here. Let's do this battle, and I think we'll call it an episode after this, but let's clear this out, as this really does need to be dealt with. So I'll just engage with one of my heroes to minimize movement loss there. But yeah, very, very happy to have a Theocrat hero. Eventually, of course, we'll have the option with her to get some conversions going, which potentially will be another way for us to obtain some additional units, which will be, again, beneficial for us. All right, let's throw Guarded by Flames on our Pony Rider there. You know what? We can even throw a Nourishing Meal to just increase the max health there. 82 now. Unit's just an absolute beast. We may have to use our, by now, sort of patented strategy of Phoenix Warrior if necessary, because again, it's going to be quite the challenge to break through these obstacles and then get in there and fight all these scoundrels who can cripple you with their ranged attacks. Move up like that. So I'm expecting to maybe get crippled here with some of my... Thankfully, they resisted all of the crippling attempts, which is fantastic. All right, let's drop another Nourishing Meal there. Back up to full health. So we can break our way in. So now they're going to take a real beating, I'm sure. Our farmers, I suppose we could even kind of rally in here as well. Want to get Welby in and able to use his musket shot. Meanwhile, Leo... Again, we could use Phoenix Warrior just to be safe, but I'm going to hold off for now. Just do a little bit of damage. Brew Brother, I guess we can move up as well. Alright, so now let's kind of just take the damage with our Pony Rider here. Tried to throw a net on us. Thankfully, that didn't work. Unfortunately, that does reduce our movement quite a bit, which is annoying. But we can do that at the very least. Now we've just got this other scoundrel here who's going to need to die. There's a blast. It's going to open up a flanking opportunity. Fantastic. Okay, so now we just got 2 scoundrels left. I think we'll be able to get away without using our Phoenix Warrior. A little bit of extra damage there. Sure, why not? Now, let's see. Hopefully I'm not being overconfident. Oh, that physical weakness is just really, really nasty. Well, we may end up having to still use it. Leo's kind of in a bad spot now, so let's do a little bit of damage. Ooh, fantastic. Okay, now we can move in and get this kill. I think without too much issue. Oh, dang, we still have to... Kind of wasn't paying as close attention to the setup of some of these the obstacles here, so we have to actually... We can't move in this way because there's like a junk crate here. It looks like it's like a wagon or something. Broken down wagon. So we're going to have to go in this way, fight this one, and that's going to leave this scoundrel still alive. Thankfully, I think our Brew Brother will be able to move in and get that kill. Okay, excellent. Oh, and you know what? Oh, I've already used Leo. That sucks. Welby's already gone. Yeah. Oh, dang it. Because now what I've done is I've left this unit out to dry, and we could lose this unit very easily. Oh, that's devastating. Okay, let's hope we get the kill. No lucky. Oh, okay, fantastic. Whew. That was a little risky there, but we got it done. We didn't lose our Pony Rider. And we're going to get ourselves a Draconian Flamer, which is great. That's now going to be some elemental damage we can do. And some boots. Sure, why not? Throw the boots on Leo. A little extra defense. All right, now, I think maybe what we'll do, though, is we'll actually add this Flamer in to our Theocrat stack, as we are obviously needing some extra units. So, we can send this guy down to maybe join the party. And you know what? We could do this quest over here for these Tigrans, and we could use our Theocrat to do it. Not the worst idea, actually, now that I think more about it. Alternatively, we could go and head into the Shadow Realm up here and try and grab those. I mean, we're going to be up there with my main army, so maybe we'll do that with the main stack, because I would like to get those Shadow Elves. So you know what? I think what we'll do is we'll send this unit down to join the Theocrat. Oh, look at this. Yikes. Okay, well, let's jump up here. I know I wasted some movement there, but let's deal with this real quick, and then we can end the episode. Apologies, this one's going to be a touch longer than usual. But let's get rid of this, as I don't want to leave this hanging around for next time. Alright, so we've got to do this. We've got to make sure we don't lose anybody here. That would be really unfortunate at this point to lose somebody. That lucky, of course. When you needed it, you know, you can never count on it. It's always kind of a, maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. Okay, there we go. That's a kill. Now, I have to be really careful because these Flamers are going to be kind of vulnerable. You know, I might just heal them rather than... I do not want to lose these Flamers, so I think I'll just throw a heal on them and hope that they don't get killed. Okay, going after my cavalry, that's alright. I knew they could tank the damage, so I wasn't too concerned. And... okay. So now let's go after this scoundrel here. Move our Flamer over this way. Do some big work there. Charge in. Not quite the kill. Kind of unfortunate. Oh no, and now my Pony Rider's almost certainly gonna die. Oh, that sucks. And I don't have any way to fix... ah, dang it. That was a big mistake. And then, again, the lucky kind of coming back to bite me there. Now, the question is, should I just throw it in defense or try for the kill here? I'm going to try for the kill. Okay, we got it. The problem, though, is that, look at this. Now this unit can just move right in and just obliterate me. I'm going to have to hope and pray I get a lucky proc here. Oh, and I didn't. Oh, that was a big mistake. Jeez, you know, I couldn't leave well enough alone. I had to try the battle, and of course I got a little overconfident, kind of fast and loose with it, and we did lose that Pony Rider. That's really a shame. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Again, you know, my own kind of blunder there, so really sad. I guess while we're here, we might as well do our level up with Welby. We have Wizard Hunter as an option, Forge Aprons, Imperial Authority we've talked about. I'm going to throw on Forge Aprons, I think. There we go. Oh, and we got one for Leo as well. So, Leo, we can now give another spell to. Okay, Phoenix Warrior's quite powerful. Maybe we'll do a Last Stand as well. I do think Last Stand is a pretty decent spell for kind of defense and being tankier. So we're going to save it here. Oh, that is so painful. Unfortunately, in this episode, I did blunder a couple of times there, and I ended up losing 2 separate units. I guess before I save, let's zoom out and kind of look at what we're dealing with. So there's the state of the game so far. As I mentioned, we're going to save right here. So that's episode 2. Oh, yeah, that stings. Losing those 2 units stings, but we're going to try and recover from it. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.